the U.S. men's national team took on Panama, and I have a different take on the 6-2 victory. Eh, I tend to try to pay attention to futuristic things, like what are the trends leading us to be successful or not. As a coach, and like many other coaches, we pay attention to body language. We pay attention to off the field actions, off the ball actions. I don't know how many times I'm watching the game, and I'm so busy watching everything else but the final attack. I hardly see any goals happen in real time when I'm coaching, because I'm trying to pay attention and see what tendencies we're having. Is our back line paying attention? Are they in position to stop a counter if we lose the ball, which obviously it's going to happen. It's going to happen anywhere from 80 to 120 times. What are we going to do on transition? You pay attention to all those trends because ultimately you want to have success. On the U.S. men's national team, I'm paying attention for different trends, and I'll take you back to an article that was done by NBC Sports in 2017. And just real quickly, let's look at this before we go over the video. So this is NBC Sports 2017, right after we didn't qualify for the World Cup, and it's titled A Growing Sense of Entitlement in U.S. Soccer Culture, Which Needs to Stop. And it does need to stop. We have a horrible trend in U.S. soccer. We have a horrible trend in youth sports in general, that we're too cool for school, and we are we're expecting things. Give. We need to play on these facilities. We need to have these uniforms. We need to have these coaches. You need to be part of this club and all this stuff. We have a problem. And what Matt Reed, the author of this article, points out clearly is it's easy to identify via Twitter. He says, not even 24 hours removed from one of the darkest days in recent U.S. men's national team history, and while many sensible supporters recognize the deep-lying issues among the American soccer culture, a resounding theme for others have been quite the contrary. Just a word of advice, which is nothing groundbreaking on my end. Avoid Twitter and other social media platforms at all costs after a brutal loss like the ones we witnessed on Tuesday night, which when they lost to Trinidad. It only causes emotional distress for all parties involved. While reading through my Twitter timeline, which is exactly opposite what he was asking us to do, he's doing it. The sentiments popping up for the most part were what I fully expected. It was one of disappointment, anger, and a little nausea. However, others in the U.S. soccer community began writing about the U.S. men's national team deserves to be in Russia next summer more than Panama or Honduras. An even more comical twist that President Donald Trump is at fault for the Americans' shortcoming. Well, that trend's never stopped. It's always Donald Trump's fault. I'm certainly not naive enough to believe either of those two sentiments personally. However, it's quite clear that the former argument is a resounding theme in the minds of the American soccer community. It is true, and we need to change that. The soccer community needs to point out problems. Okay, we have to point out problems, which I'm going to point out shortly when we show the video. But I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this. There's a tweet from Ian Dark, and he says, no team has a divine right to go to the World Cup. It has to be earned. USA did not earn it. No hard luck story here. And then finally, my favorite quote from Matt Reed. He says, you get what you, well, he's quoting a popular children's book. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. May we not throw a fit. That's what we need to do, not throw a fit. So let's bring out the video. Let's watch it step by step, sequence by sequence, starting with the national anthem. So let's bring it out. Let's read what they want us to know so we can function. So voice now, be anti-racist, peace, united as one, and whoa. Let's pause it right there for the ones not joining me on my YouTube channel. Go youtube.com/Coach Cameron Soccer. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get more up-to-date information from me, myself, and I. Who's not sponsored by anything. I speak however I want. I'm on COVID-19 lockout, so I'm going to podcast, and I'll just tell you the truth according to me. And here's the truth with this. Well, maybe. So we have, I believe this is Lamas. Ulysses, Lanez. Jeez Louise. So Ulysses Lanez decided, I'm not going to wear a slogan. And if that's the case, brilliant. I think they just only had enough for so many to wear, and he just didn't get one, so that was kind of mean. Or he said, no, I refuse. And if that was allowed to happen, that's awesome. The other thing is with them, interlocking arms, that's denying them the ability to put their hand over the heart, except for two players, Matt Mizaga and Tim Ream, which I'll show you in a second. For social injustice, they say. Yeah, this is what we have to worry about. Be the change. Okay. Locking arms so you can't put your hand over your heart. And there's our national team coach. His hand's not over his heart. There's Tim Ream. He's trying to sing. I appreciate that. And, shoot, I got to bring it back a little bit. So we have, for the ones on my YouTube channel, I just want to show you, we have, number 3 and number 13, hands over heart. Good for you. Oh, shoot. I poor Matt Mizaga. You got Gannon right next to you, probably throwing a fit. How dare you put your hand over your heart? Let's move on. So this is the first goal by Panama. So Panama scores the first goal. It's a great goal, and I'm going to turn up the sound for you. Let's turn up the sound. Listen to this, guys.
His first career goal for Panama in his 13th appearance. And a bright start for the U.S. undone at the 8-minute
crying,
mark,
screaming.
and they trail Panama.
That was a celebration. He's still on the ground, like he's just overtaken, like overcome with emotion.
Panama quickly switched the field. You're going to see the runner
And great
inside.
goal,
Reggie
by the
Cannon
way.
backs off instead of closing down the cross there.
And the celebration by all the players. It's the body language is important to pay attention to. Okay, so you can take a couple things from this. Panama was just like, oh my gosh, we're playing the United States, and it was a big goal. It was his first goal. But for a lot of the ones playing on Panama, it's they're young and they're having a chance to compete and change their lives by representing their country. I mean, it's a big deal, as you can tell in their celebration.
Ball, and it's a great ball in from Yearwood, and Fajardo finds
great goal. Okay, I mean, we need Matt. On any cross, you're supposed to man mark. Common knowledge, didn't happen. It is what it is. It was great service, great goal. All right, so let's bring it to our goal. So we're down 1-0. We're about to score, and we have a free kick, and Gio Reyna steps up for the kick, and he takes it. Goal, and the reaction. The body language, I'm paying attention to it. They're kind of like, oh, good job, clap. I mean, it's a slow clap. Some are reacting. Now, Claudia Reyna, son, Gio, he's pretty reserved and quiet, and he doesn't express himself. He's just kind of reserved to himself. That's who he is. But there's a lot of players on this team that are outspoken, that are not uncomfortable with kind of being, exuberant and stuff like that, but they're reserved. And this goes to what is going on with the coaching staff and the leadership in the locker room. You're wearing the U.S. men's national team jersey. That is a big deal. It needs to be a big deal. Oh, yeah, Coach Kim, you just wish you could play at that level. Of course, yeah. We all wish it. But show some respect for what it is. We didn't make the World Cup, and a lot of it goes back to the first article I was talking about. We're entitled. We're spoiled. It's like, oh, it's Panama. We should kill them kind of mentality. That's what I see. I may be wrong, but that's what I see. That's what we've seen over time. We're more technical. We're better individually, but as a team, we've destroyed what it means to play for the U.S. national team. We deserve this. We deserve that or whatever versus just be like Panama. Have pride for who you represent. So this is what I pay attention to. So Gio scores a goal, and it's kind of like, yeah, we'll walk back. Good job. It's his first goal. You know, what's the problem? And now there is one player, Weston McKennie, which we're going to point out quite a bit coming up. He's just not excited about anything. I mean, the hands on his hips. He's like, oh, good goal. I was close, so I'm going to celebrate for you. He's like, look at him. The only time he actually celebrated for him, his body language is horrible. All right, here's our second goal. So we have the shot, rebound, score, and look around. Look at our reaction. We just took the lead. Gio runs over there, and that's a pretty good celebration from Gio. Lanez is there. I mean, we're celebrating in some areas, but it's just not a big deal. It's like, here we are. And I pause it here because I really want you to pay attention to body language. I just think it's so important to understand where we're going as a team. And Weston McKennie, for whatever reason, and I could be completely wrong, he just, it's great tackle by Weston, great pressure. He's a good player. But if we don't have a culture, we talk, the U.S. men's national team, Greg Berhalter talks about changing the culture and he's all about all this team building stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Here's the third goal, make it 3-1. And Des has the ball, lays the ball back. Great run by Weston, and Weston will cross the ball. This is great. It's all great. Now, he celebrates a bit. And he's like, yeah, good job. Go shake his hand. Come on, Weston. Where are you? At least give him a high five because you're a big contributor. I don't know where he was, and maybe I just don't have the camera views for it, but where is he? He's not involved, and it gets worse. Goal by goal, it gets worse, and that's a problem. If it's not about him, and I'm not just saying just Weston, I think it's a lot of players that play for the U.S. national team. I think it's a lot of players, and it's breeding within this team. Who's the leaders on this team? Who's going to take control? Who's going to get in Weston's face and say, hey, man, you got to stop being a baby. What are you doing? Be involved with your team. And it gets much worse. All right. So Weston hits the ball, doesn't get back. I'm going to rewind that. So we're going to rewind that back where Weston passes the ball to Ledesma from Arizona, by the way. He's pressing the ball. Weston wins the ball, and then horrible pass by Richard Ledesma, and he gets back a little bit, but, the lack of effort by Weston to help his teammates because he's blaming Ledesma. So you go, I won't, you screwed up. But it's horrible body language. I'm going to rewind once more. Okay, he passes the ball. Now watch. He gives a bad ball. Now look how his posture. He curls up in a ball like, dude, you suck. Where are you? Of course, I'm in the way. He's just out of the play. He's not even going to run back. He's not going to do anything. And we all know, well, coaches, games are won based on number of players around the ball. Whoever has the most players around the ball typically win the game because they'll have the ball more. So he's not working back. He doesn't want to create numbers around the ball. You don't even have to get to the ball. You just have to work with your team so others can travel. And this is what happens when you don't get back. All right, so we have a midfielder here. He's running back, but he's not going to deny him access to the goal. He's going to deny him the square pass. But if we get numbers behind and helping getting back, then he can get, apparently, in a better defensive position. But look at this. Lazy defending. Oh, he has him. You always defend the ball. Make them go around. Anyways, bad defending. Hoping the AR would help us out. We're too busy raising our hands versus defending. Like raising your hands is going to help the AR make the call. It's not going to make the call. Those ARs are judged on every call at this level. It's not going to be, they got manipulated. It's not going to happen. It's poor defending. It just shows a trend that is not good. Oh, it's a friendly coach, Cameron. Now, again, where's Weston? Weston McKennie isn't involved in the play. I get it. He might be tired or whatever, but he's pretty upset on Ledesma's pass that he couldn't make it. All right, let's. I'm going to move myself way over here. So here is the. It's 3-2 now. This will be the fourth goal, which is a big deal. It's a big deal because you don't want to lose. That would cause a big rift with the U.S. men's national team. All right, so we're in possession. We're about to score. We switch the point of attack. We cross it in. So Ledesma has a ball, crosses it in to Soto, who puts it away. Their teammates. Great service. Great. Now, I want to pay attention to where's Weston? Where's he at? He's a midfielder, so he should be around the play. Can we find him? There he is. I see him. I think he clapped. He might have clapped. All right. Soto scored. No Ledesma. Or excuse me, no Weston. Jeez Louise. All right. I see a problem, and it's going to get worse. On our sixth goal, by the way, with no time left, Weston McKennie just turns away, and he's visibly upset. All right, near post goal. There's Weston right there. You see him? Where'd he go? I think he kind of celebrated, and then he started walking away. So this makes it 5-2. There's Weston in the midfield. And, all right, good goal. I'm not going to go anywhere near the play. He's upset. For whatever reason, he is upset. All right. The sixth goal is the most telling of all of it. The sixth goal, where Soto scores a second, and Weston McKennie's upset for whatever reason. I don't know if they got in a fight or whatever. So with no time left, ball served, backdoor. Look at him, number 8. Look at him. You could see in his body language, it is huge. Like his shoulders are down. His hands are like really low. He's just very upset. Why? Unless he has a problem with Soto. But at this level, it shouldn't matter. Look at him. He turns away from the goal scorer. Got to get me out of the screen. Look at him. He doesn't even clap at this point. He's like, I'm not going to get the goal I wanted. Look at him. It's horrible body language. You can watch this all day. Pay attention to body language. And that's what I do as a coach. I pay attention to, if we score, I immediately look at our bench. Who's celebrating, who's excited, and that'll let me know whose head is in the game that I can count on. This is a big deal. It's a trend that needs to stop immediately. We need to stop it. Weston McKennie, grow up, be a leader, and stop being a baby. It's a problem. And you can see it with everyone else. The ones that are like really proud to have the jersey and that want to celebrate can't, because you got players like Weston McKennie. It's a big deal. It's bad enough we don't have enough players that can play at this level. But now we're going to have babies. It's going to breed into something that's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. We have to fix it. So those are my thoughts today. Body language matters. Have we changed anything with the U.S. national team? Are they still the entitled, spoiled brats? I think so. I hope I'm wrong, but until the trend stops, We need to fix it. If we're going to put signage on the back, stop the hate and all that, what's Weston McKennie doing? Is he hating on Soto? Is he hating on his teammates? He's hating something. So follow what is written on your jacket, Weston McKennie, and start being a little happy. I'm so frustrated about it. You're on the U.S. men's national team. We're all stuck down in COVID. We can't do anything. And then we have to watch you cry playing soccer. How about you be happy that you're actually able to do it while the rest of the world can do nothing because we're on lockdowns? You have it real tough. Really tough. While we're stuck at home being told by our governors, you can't have Thanksgiving and stuff, and you're playing soccer and you're being a little baby. Yeah, I have a problem with it. And that's my episode today. Peace.